Hello guys, and welcome to a little guide tutorial how to beat the Deity AI. It's more towards players who are around Emperor and Immortal. If you normally play Warlord, you won't be able to beat Deity after that video. But if you are pretty good but not quite have the right edge to beat the Deity AI, this video might help you. First, make it yourself easy in the settings. I prefer continents because with that you can have sometimes some area where you're quite protected, and yeah, so you can expand a bit before you have to worry about the AI. The next thing I want to talk about are the leaders you can choose, the civilizations, because there are some really strong civilizations, but they are hard to utilize. For example, Skytia, they can be really strong, make a good domination game, but it's really hard to play that. So I would recommend going with rather Trajan or Germany, Friedrich, for example, with the Hansa and the extra policy slot. It's really nice. Or to other civilizations which are kind of the opposite, are rather China or the Maori, because a big problem a lot of players do have is not using builders right. That's mostly the difference between beating Immortal and beating Deity. So with Coupe, it's okay to not use the builders as much, not to chop any wood, because you can keep the wood and there's still really nice tiles. And with China, on the other hand, it's the opposite. You really need to focus on the builders. But that can teach you how to do it well, how to utilize them. So I will go as an example for China and try to show you how to play with them. And now comes the most important point. Restart as long till you hit a good starting location. Like this one is a fairly good one, but yeah, no. I would just hit restart and I will show you all the restarts till I see one where I say, okay, that's good enough to play, I will go with that one. I see Tundra, Desert Tundra, that's a direct restart. Here again, that start looks like it could really work. I would prefer a little bit more hills. No, the starting tiles are just not good. We only have a 2-1 and not a... Normally you're looking for a 2 food and 2 production tile. I mean, we have it in the city, but still, could be better. So this one, we're going to speak a little bit on how to analyze the starting location as well. This one has a desert, thus it's not perfect, can still be okay, like I could try to play that game, but it's not perfect. Desert, okay. Okay, what do we think about that one? Again, it's okay, but again, not too great, because you will most likely, for example, if we would settle in place, I mean, we could think about moving, but we would have a 2-1 and a 2-2, okay, but after that 2-2 there we would have difficulties to reach the next good tiles. Okay, this one is finally one I can go behind. I can justify going for that. Question is if we want to stay here or maybe even move one tile up. And I think moving one tile up can be good. I also recommend you to already think a little bit to really work with the pins and to work with that. Like saying, okay, I want to do, for example, a harbor. Where do I want to do the commercial hub? And already plan a bit your city. And if you feel you can plan a good city, you can continue, and otherwise, if you see, oh, it's not as good as I thought in the beginning, then you see, okay, it's not the perfect starting location, and you can look for the next one. Okay, so here's how it looks after some planning. The campus is, we can put it here or over here, so that's not sure, but there's a good campus slot, so that's important. And also we will be able to get some production and aqueduct, and we will have good tiles to work. So if we settle here, it works like that. The settling a city always tries to get a 2 food 1 production. And if we would settle here, it would be 3 food 1 production, because it will not lower the value unless it's on wood. It would remove the wood. So here, remove the wood, it's only 2 food, but then giving back the 1 production, so it will stay the same. That's why how's it called? Plains hills are really good, because the 2 production of them will stay, while settling the city will give you 1 extra food. So on Deity, you can choose between Scout and a Slinger or a Warrior. It really depends if you think there are enemies nearby or not. So if you say there are no enemies nearby and want to gamble on that one, then you can start with a Scout. Also, if you gamble wrong and you get attacked early, it's all good. We can just restart. So, then you do some early scouting. That's nothing special. And follow the build order of Scout into Settler. If you can make a Settler right away as a second thing, also fine, but otherwise put a unit or a builder in between. Okay, we got the archeries, so it's nice, even though it's normally a boost you want to get yourself. So we're gonna put few turns into a builder, but then in 2 turns switch back to a settler, because we want the city as early as possible. Hello. That's fairly close. You can just restart at that point, because if you don't feel confident winning an early war, that might be a really tricky situation where you're not having a lot of space to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a +6 campus. That's, on the other hand, really nice. So yeah, that might prove difficult. So just try it again, but I will try to show some other examples on that game, and will continue a bit. Tricky situation, I will go with that one first. But it's really important to get first meets, that's really nice. And to hit barbarians as fast as possible. There's no way they're allowed anywhere near your cities. So we're gonna attack him right away to get rid of them as early as possible. Okay, he's escaping. We will just follow, because once they get to your borders, they will get an exclamation mark over their head, and then will run back to their outpost and will bring some friends. And we don't like their friends. They're really impolite. Here it's really important to look at this. We have some faith because we met a city-state. If you do not have faith, you really want to use God King to get a Pantheon. Otherwise, the 1+1 production is really nice, and as we have faith, we will stick with that. Yeah, get some nice more scouting. Here's another player. Also, you can always use the settler view and get some extra scouting. Like for example, we know that here there's a city, if we wouldn't see that. Okay, at this point we can really hope that they will go at war at some point, and I maybe can take Knossos and plan to settle maybe here and here, and then I have some space over here. Hopefully there's no one else. Do we walk alone with our settlers? Yes, we do, because we are risk takers. If it doesn't work, you can rather hit an autosave, or if you want to play like completely honest, you can just restart and try it for the next time. Another thing is that you really want to keep an eye on the gold. In the beginning, have a look how expensive it is. The price varies with the game speed you're using. So at 200 gold, we rather want to buy a builder or have a look if we can buy a trader. That city will be on a hill, which is good, but it's really open, so it might be difficult to defend. So always keep that in mind. If you go forward on them, there is the chance that they will take it badly. Now we heard a sound. It's over here. Okay, so normally they should head more to him, which makes us really happy. But yeah, we could also argue for a slinger, but maybe we can even send a delegation and maybe they get friendship next round. Doesn't look like. And here you always want to go with the extra settler if it's free. Otherwise a builder or district production is really nice. But a free settler, I won't say no to that. Do we want to go here already? Definitely not, because we don't have a unit and there's a barb-camp. So we will found the city over here, and you can continue with the settler. Okay, it happened what I thought it would happen. He declared war on Tromuvis. I thought it would be the other way around, but all good. We can get a friendship now, so next settler can go forward here. And now is already the point where we want to think about what is the victory type we want to achieve. Ooh, okay, nice. Because you can already think about that now. If you have some separate space with good campus slots, which we do, you can really think about a science game. Science games will be long, so you want to have friendship with everyone, don't forward settle them, just keep a nice empire, safe and running, and you can go for a science victory. Otherwise, you can choose the domination. Science is also really important, so building the nice campus won't hurt at all, but you're a little bit more production, money, and troops focused then. And the third option is a culture victory. I really recommend having a civilization which can build a special building, which attracts tourists. Oh. Oh. Dude, no. We will settle there before him. It turns a little bit around the things, because I thought we are a bit more isolated. So you could argue if... No. If it's really a good idea to continue, or if you want to restart and get a game where it's closed here, it's not too much space, but you're alone. But normally Canada also should be rather friendly, so... Oh, he already... What? What happened here? That's his capital and that's his... I'm confused now. Looks like he had to emigrate or something. Okay, anyway, set up your strategy and then you should be fine. Because the early game should be straightforward. Put a city here, put a city here, 1, 2, 3, 2. Yeah, probably here won't fit one, but with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 nice cities, it's totally fine to win a domination or a culture game. Culture, a science or a culture game. Culture, normally it's always a bit better to have more cities, but we later maybe can expand to some islands. And science, 6 cities with nice campus tiles are really fine. So whether this is a +3 or here's a +3, so yeah, that city will have a +2, +2, +5, 2, or even 3. So we will have nice campus, and that should really be a science game. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions regarding some parts of the game, like if I should make a more in-depth guide of the early game, or how to go through the mid-game, or how to finish it off, I will happily do that. But for now, I wish you good luck with your games against the Deity AI, and see you soon.